Now, here are some shocking stats. Someone dies every 4 minutes from an accident, and someone is injured accidentally every second.
That is why it is important that I spoke with the president and CEO of the National Safety Council to find out how this actually can be prevented. Accidental or unintentional injuries are at an all-time high, killing more than 136,000 Americans each year. Now, accidents have overtaken strokes to become the fourth leading cause of death, trailing only lower respiratory disease, cancer, and heart disease. Now, heartbreakingly, every single one of those deaths is preventable. But Americans have to understand the biggest threat to their safety if they're to protect themselves and really those that they love. The National Safety Council wants to kick off June being National Safety Month by helping Americans understand the art of being careful and what risks people really face throughout their lifetime. Deborah Hersman is here to help us. Deborah, it's so interesting to hear that accidents are actually that fourth leading cause of death. How did we get here?
You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that accidental deaths are such a risk to their own health and safety. But since 1992, we've seen an over 50% increase in fatalities due to accidental events. And so, unfortunately, a huge spike over that same period of time has occurred with overdoses of prescription painkillers. And so we saw over 18,000 deaths last year just to that area alone.
So what is it that we should really be worrying about? Or maybe do the risks change as we age?
Yeah, so, you know, one of the things that we know is that Americans pay a lot of attention to things that really are a very low risk, an unlikely probability that they're going to see those types of things in their lifetime, plane crashes or shark attacks. But what we really need to pay attention to are the threats to us that occur every day. And so for children age 1 to 4, drownings is an area of concern. For teens and young adults, car crashes, leading cause of death. And then for middle age, it's overdoses, again, primarily focused on those prescription painkiller overdoses. And then for our parents and grandparents that are older, it's falls, and particularly falls in the home, that we're trying to guard against.
So I hear that as we age, you know, the risks and what could happen to us may differ. Does that also kind of fall into seasons? Is there maybe some more risks that we have during summertime than any other time of the year?
Yeah, during the summertime, we really look at the 3 H's: highways, heat, and H2O. In July, we see the high number for drownings and also for heat stroke. And so when people are on the job or doing recreation during the hot summer months, you all know this very well. You want to make sure that you stay hydrated, that you have access to shade, you take frequent breaks. But in particular, we've seen 10 fatalities already this summer, leaving kids unattended in cars. So never leave small children or pets in a car unattended. They can heat up really quickly. We know when you're around water in the summertime, you just want to keep an eye on your kids. Get them swim lessons when they, are able to start swimming. And also, if you're doing some water sports or boating, wear a life preserver.
I think these are great reminders to all of us, but is there maybe even some more that we can learn today on how to maybe beat these odds or make sure that we don't become a part of that statistic?
Yeah, really some of it is common sense things, but also some of it is just some tips. When we look at fatality areas, some of those high-risk areas, motor vehicle crashes, make sure that you buckle up when you're behind the wheel. You drive sober. Summertime, we see a lot of risks on the highways because people are taking vacations. Teens are out of school. They're behind the wheel more. Their parents might be letting them have a little bit later curfew, but we know that there's still a lot of risks out there. So keep driving with your teen even after they get their driver's license. Inexperience is what kills teens. And limit those teen passengers that are in the car with them. Each additional teen increases their crash risk. 4 teens in the car, 4 times likely to crash. So there's a lot of things that we can do to help ourselves and help our family have a safe summer.
Well, Deborah, knowing is definitely a key to a lot of this. Is there a place where we can go to get some more information?
Yeah, sure. For information about the likelihood of dying and the risks that we face throughout our lifetime, you can visit the National Safety Council's website, nsc.org/safety checkup, one word. and you can take an assessment to figure out what risks you and your family face throughout the course of your lifetime. There's free resources for National Safety Month, not just for workplaces, but for homes and communities too. We want you to have a safe summer.
Well, Deborah, thank you again so much for stopping in and reminding us and giving us that website. Have a great summer.
You too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay safe during this commercial break. We're going to be right back.